Hello everyone and welcome to another Let's Try to Fix It video. In today's video we're going to be having a look at this Nintendo Switch. This one is having issues with the cartridges. Basically when you put in a cartridge it's not reading the game, but we can play digital games and stuff like this fun. This one's been brought in by a customer, so I figured it'd be pretty cool to do the repair. So what I'm going to do first off is have a look down the cartridge slot to see if there's any visible damage or anything like that. So let's bring it up. So as you can see here, if you look at all those pins in there, they're quite bent. So that's probably going to explain why it's not reading the games, because they're not making contact, and it looks like it may even be shorted out, possibly. Just looking at that one on the left. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll pop this one open and then we'll have a better look at it, and we'll try to replace that cartridge slot and see if it solves the problem. So if you ever have problems taking these screws out that are on the Joy-Con rails, something I find helps a lot is when you do the middle screw, twist it so that it's going inwards, and then loosen it again, and that should hopefully help to basically break the seal and loosen it, because I find that if you just try to loosen it, it tends to then get threaded because it's just weird how they were manufactured like that. And for some reason our headphone jack here is stuck. Yep, I forgot the last screw. That's my fault. Okay. Pop that open. Yeah, this one's pretty dirty actually. So we're just going to continue to take this apart. So this is the cartridge slot area here. First things first, I'm just going to disconnect the battery. What I do like to do is take the heatsink off and get it out that way, because it's just a little bit easier. Whereas if you just try to take that out there, you've got the connector there and you don't really have enough space to wiggle it out, so it can just be difficult. So it's easier to just take the heatsink off. Obviously it means we'll need to put new thermal paste on, but that's okay. So it looks like there's some water damage in here as well. I'm just going to flip over to the microscope so you can see. You can see here there's a lot of corrosion. How does the rest of the board look? It sort of looks okay. It's a bit strange. Well, I'm going to take the cartridge slot out now. Yeah, it's just that build up there of the corrosion. It's a little bit odd. Clean that. Okay, so now the slot's out. What I'm going to do is actually grab one out of a donor switch. It's just a little bit more safer that way. That way we don't have to put in a new one, and because it's very hard to actually get working ones. For some reason the defect rate on them is just ridiculous when you're buying them as parts. So yeah, so I'm just going to put this switch to the side. We'll pop open the donor switch and we'll grab it out. And I'm just going to clean up the old thermal paste on here. And then the thermal paste on the heatsink as well. So I'm just going to put some new thermal paste on. Alright, and I'll just grab game that we can chuck in. Oh no. Alright, it's okay. Alright, so Super Mario Party. Cool, so it's reading the cartridge. What I'll do is I'll test the headphones as well, just to make sure they're working a little bit later. But as we can see, we'll put it back in. Yeah, it's reading it. Awesome. So I'm going to call this one fixed. So yeah, typically it's the case that, I don't know how this one happened, but I'm assuming that children try to stick things in here that shouldn't go in here, like the ends of lollipops or something. Somebody else suggested they try to stick a DS cartridge in here, but I don't even think they'll fit because the Switch ones are a little bit smaller, I think, from memory. But yeah, so if you have a Switch where it's not reading the cartridges, it's a good thing to have a look down the port of the cartridge slot to see if there's any bent pins, because usually, you know, if there's bent pins, it's not going to be able to read the games. And yeah, you can replace this. Now these, I think on eBay these are around $30. As I said earlier, you do have to be careful because a number of the remanufactured or Chinese aftermarket ones seem to have a very high defect rate, which is why I usually pull these out of donor switches that I've got here, because at least then I know they're genuine and they're probably going to last a little bit longer. But regardless, the aftermarket ones are still okay. You typically just have to buy a couple at a time, just in case you get a faulty one. But yeah, if you like this video, please like and don't forget to subscribe for future content like this. Thanks again.